Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the 16th August edition of the Blue Brand and the wildest wrestling news stories you need to know, including a Bloodline Elder has passed away, Triple H likes a controversial AEW tweet, are AEW stars concerned about Dynamite, new name for the Hurt Business, and more. As always, we won't recap the matches, but look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. The good. The werewolf strikes. Was tonight the right time for Jacob Fatu to attack Roman Reigns? Well, fans will debate whether it's too soon to start a program between the Samoan werewolf and the original tribal chief. The segment was well executed. Roman didn't look weak, nor should he, but the WWE presented Fatu as a legitimate threat that Roman has to find a way to deal with if he wants to get at Solo Sikoa. Tension between Tiffany and Nia building. Tiffany Stratton dodged a bullet tonight after Michin attacked Nia Jax, saving Miss Money in the Bank from having to bow down to Queen Nia. Fans know Tiffany and Jax are using each other, but it's fun to watch as Stratton attempts to stay one step ahead of Nia before cashing in her briefcase. Solid Smackdown. Smackdown was another solid show that squeezed in a lot without things feeling rushed. The WWE gave the undercard the time it needed, furthering feuds and hinting at future programs such as Theory vs. Waller and LA Knight vs. Legado del Fantasma. The WWE finally seems to understand that you can still make the Bloodline the show's selling point while also putting over other superstars. Solid number one contenders match. DIY vs. the Street Profits was an action-packed showcase that showed why both teams are worthy of a tag team title shot, but that the Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins were just a little bit better. The only downside to the match is seeing just how good Montez Ford is. Wrestlelamia has nothing against the talented Angelo Dawkins, but not giving Ford a singles run is one of WWE's biggest mistakes right now. Hayes gets a win. Carmelo Hayes scored a much-needed win over Andrade. Andrade's back-to-back wins made these two talents' program look one-sided, but not after tonight. The match was the barn burner fans expected, and Hayes' in-your-face post-match celebration helped fire the feud up further. Terrific tribute to Afa. As expected, tonight's video tribute to the late great Afa anoa'i gave fans a concise explanation of why Afa's career was so important and what a good person he was. WWE excels at these types of videos, but they're praiseworthy as they continue to improve. Piper and Chelsea's backstage segment. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green's interaction with Michin was a fun segment that gave the former WWE Women's Tag Team Champions some TV time, and Michin a chance to do something besides count the lights or swing a kendo stick. Piper Niven has grown alongside Green, becoming more than muscle and a mean girl in her own right. The bad. Michin is hard to take as a title contender. Some lazy booking tonight as Michin's sudden rise from putting people over to Nia Jax's latest challenger came out of nowhere. Worse, it makes no sense as Michin has spent most of 2024 putting wrestlers over. She isn't the first superstar to get a title shot despite her horrendous win-loss record, Piper Niven being a prime example, but it's a disservice to her as it will cement her current status as enhancement talent. Nia Jax won't benefit from a win over a hapless opponent. Michin is a good wrestler, and as we saw tonight during her interaction with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, she's not without charisma. However, booking her into a women's championship match without any kind of build-up makes no sense. The Bloodline problem. WWE did well by having Jacob Fatu lay out Roman Reigns. Nonetheless, the beatdown served as a reminder of the problem Wrestlelamia discussed last week, that everyone in the Bloodline but Jacob Fatu look weak next to Roman. Roman has repeatedly laid out the Bloodline's members by himself, making them look ineffective. While Jacob Fatu looks like a match for Roman, what is WWE going to do when Roman ends his program with the Samoan werewolf, and how will anyone else in the Bloodline seem like a worthy opponent? The downright ugly. Nothing ugly, a solid show that furthered storylines on the undercard and added a real threat to Roman Reigns in the form of Jacob Fatu. Wrestling World mourns the passing of Bloodline Elder. Topping today's news is the passing of Afa, one half of the legendary tag team The Wild Samoans alongside brother Sika, and an elder in the anoa'i family. Afa's daughter Valet released a statement on X that her father passed away at age 81. Afa had been battling various ailments since 2023 and was hospitalized. Alpha and his brother Sika dominated the tag team scene wherever they worked in the 1970s and 80s. Their contributions to the industry continued when they opened a wrestling school, training future superstars such as Batista. Alpha was also involved in charitable organizations and a beloved figure in and out of the wrestling industry. Triple H tweeted a tribute to Alpha. Alpha was devoted to his family, dominant in the ring, and dedicated to building future generations of WWE superstars. My thoughts are with the entire anoa'i family as we remember the legendary Alpha. Everyone here at Wrestlelamia extends their condolences to Alpha's many friends, family, and fans. WWE's reaction to Wyatt 6. What do WWE officials feel about the Wyatt 6 now that they've debuted in the ring and had time for fans to react to them? According to PW Insider, the group has received really high praise for their presentation. Perhaps equally important, the WWE is said to be happy with the group's merchandise sales. The Fiendish faction has quickly become one of WWE's most popular groups since their June debut. While some critics were concerned how the group would fare once they began wrestling, particularly whether they would be depicted as unstoppable like The Fiend was, their match against Chad Gable and the Creed brothers was a promising start. Matt Hardy talks WWE return and Hall of Fame induction. Are the Hardys returning to the WWE? The subject has been frequently discussed ever since Matt and Jeff became free agents. Matt spoke about the possibilities on an episode of his podcast. WWE was our birthplace. Without WWE, we wouldn't have become who we ultimately became. These tag team legends, however people view us. I think we want to finish in WWE now because that's our home. That seems like the right way to do it. AEW reportedly had big plans for Matt and Jeff, including a run with the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Regrettably, Jeff's legal problems shelved these plans. Matt touched upon his and Jeff's AEW run. I mean, there was a time with AEW where I would have been cool doing it there and just finishing up there, but I think now to really come full circle and come back around to where we were, and the people that first gave us our opportunity to become stars and achieve this dream that we aspire to do, I think we want to finish our deal at WWE, end our careers there, and do a Hall of Fame thing. We'll see. There's a strong case that Matt and Jeff see a much different WWE than when they left, thanks to Triple H's ascension to power and creative. Just how the WWE would use Matt and Jeff remains to be seen, but both wrestlers still have much to offer, partly in terms of ring skills, but more from their creativity. Would you like to see the Hardys wrap things up in the WWE? Hurt Business's new name revealed? Are the Hurt Business reuniting? While the popular but short-lived faction can't use their original name, a new story from Wrestling News' Andrew Ravens suggests MVP has found a new name for the group. Their new faction name may have been revealed on August 15th when Totally Harmless Concepts LLC filed to trademark the Hurt Syndicate for merchandising purposes. The same LLC filed trademarks on MVP and Ghetto Strong Style, which is the theme used by MVP in NJPW. It should be noted that both trademarks are listed as dead. Both MVP and Bobby Lashley's WWE deals expired, while the former Hurt Business member Shelton Benjamin is also a free agent. While the group's fourth member, Cedric Alexander, is still under WWE contract, you can be sure MVP has a short list of potential candidates to round out the group if Lashley and/or Benjamin are interested. Do you think the former Hurt Business members will reunite? And if so, who will they add to the group? Triple H likes controversial post from Tony Khan. The internet is all abuzz following Triple H liking a post about AEW president Tony Khan's recent comments concerning alleged contract tampering by WWE. Khan was asked by Dan Le Batard about whether he thinks the WWE is still tampering with AEW contracts, as Khan has alleged before. Khan answered, "I don't think it's stopped. It's still happening. I'll reserve all rights when it comes to that, but I don't think that it's stopped. I'll leave it at that." A news site posted these comments on Instagram, and some fans were surprised when Triple H liked the post. The game later deleted this like. AEW wrestlers concerned about Dynamite? Are AEW wrestlers concerned about how the promotion's flagship show Dynamite is doing? Dave Meltzer brought this up in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter during a discussion of AEW's locker room. "I think the difference is most get along and most like Tony Khan, but there is a concern about attendance and popularity that wasn't there in the past. While concern over attendance and ratings is nothing new, the fact it's still a problem is concerning as AEW hasn't found a way to reconnect with the fans who have tuned out." Well, there you have it, Wrestlemania's look at the 16th August edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know in wrestling. Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time, back for some more wrestling content.